Hello, everybody. How is your Friday going? Hopefully, everybody's doing fantastic today. Getting ready for the weekend. Hopefully, you got some barbecuing or hanging out with the family. If you got to work, I feel your pain. So, welcome to my channel. And boy, do I think I picked the wrong time to start a YouTube channel with all the craziness going on. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Vox Media, Carlos Maza have started a campaign against Steven Crowder getting, deplatformed, demonetized, everything else. And this all comes from Maza, basically calling Steven Crowder, alt-right, a neo-Nazi, and all kinds of phobias, misogynist, etc. He went, basically went up to YouTube and said, hey, I want you to take care of this guy.
I want you to take care of that son of a bitch right away.
Paulie sold out the old man, that Strutz.
I don't want to see him again. Make that first thing on your list, understand?
Understood.
The reason Mr. Maza says has been doing this is because Crowder's been harassing him for like 2 years or something. All because Crowder said some things, that hurt Mr. Maza's feelings. Probably debunked quite a few of his videos, and now basically Mr. Maza's calling Crowder, like an alt-right or neo-Nazi or white nationalist, whatever you want to call him. Which Crowder is it? You can look at Steven Crowder's body of work and say, nah, he's not none of those. And the fact is, those groups hate him. They're not a fan of Steven Crowder. They do not like him, and and he, Crowder on most of his videos and stuff like that. From what I've saw, he's always told his fans not to engage in harassment. Don't dox anybody. Don't send them mean tweets. Don't do anything. Don't contact them. Don't hey, for their opinions, because he doesn't believe in that. On the other hand, if you look at some of Mr. Maza's tweets, like this one: milkshake them all, humiliate them at every turn, make them dread public organizing. I know he's trying to say that this is in that list of groups that he doesn't, that's what he's targeting. But what happens when innocent people get caught up in that? What happens, Mr. Maza, if your fans take it a step farther by putting chemicals and some stuff in there, and start injuring people? Antifa, they've been known to do that. There was that one rally. I can't remember, but they came up there and they started putting firecrackers into glass bottles and throwing it in people that didn't have any weapons, didn't have anything. They were just there for like a prayer group or something, and they started throwing these in on people. Stuff like this is a call to action, and not free speech. This is a call to action. You're asking your followers or people that's on your side, on the very far left, to do stuff like this. And this isn't right, yet this tweet is still up. But yet you have the audacity to say that somebody else is harassing you when you're doing the same thing, just like this. Now I know you're saying that this is taken out of context, and you got your friend here that says that they were defending me here, but that how can that be a defense when you call somebody that? How? And try to make them laugh and all this. This isn't. Do you think somebody else reading this is going to take this the same way? No. If a straight white male said this to somebody, your outrage would be 1,000. People on the left would be 1,000. This white person would be done. If he said this, they would be put on public trial. Twitter. All these people would absolutely destroy this person. We've seen it time and time again with where somebody said something, gets taken out of context, but because they're a straight white male, they don't get that pass. But because who you are, you feel that you get that pass, which isn't right. I don't agree with that at all. you know. And then we've had some innocent YouTubers get caught up into to this whole Twitter spat, you know, this you know, where this guy named, I think it's Allsop History channel or something like that, totally had his whole channel demonetized. And all his stuff was historical stuff where he linked stuff like this showing, hey, this happened, you know, for teaching purposes, stuff like that. And his whole channel was taken down. But I think as of last night, from what I saw, he got his channel back. But you got another guy here, Ford Fisher. You know, he's like an independent journalist and a content creator, and his total channel got totally demonetized. You know, and here you can see, you know, independent creators already struggle with being paid for their labor, and demonetizing has been a huge detriment. But applied video by video, removing it from the entire channel is a huge blow to someone like him. I mean, he's gonna, you know, probably have to go look at Patreon, maybe, you know, try to, you know, sell some merchandise. You know, I hope this guy here, you know, has the means to actually, you know, support himself, because this is, you know, bad. Everybody's getting caught in the crossfire. You know, I really feel sorry for the, you know, the big and small YouTubers, you know, going through this scorched earth tactic. You know, I hope they get the means to support themselves through this, you know, period. I believe it's going to get worse before it gets better, you know. So when YouTube sided with Crowder, Mr. Maza went forth and, you know, basically getting everybody in a tizzy and, you know, calling for, you know, his followers to swoop in.
To ensure the security and continuing stability.
So all his followers, you know, basically, you know, swooped in, you know, saying this is to free YouTube from, you know, from all this hate and that everything that's going on, and, you know, yeah, the hate, you know, we've got to save YouTube.
The Republic will be reorganized into the first galactic empire for a safe and secure society.
So you get all his followers cheering, and you know, I just don't think they realize what they're cheering for. You know, they're just full board cheering, and this is what happens.
So this is how liberty dies. With thunderous applause.
So yeah, the problem is going to be is once we start going down this very dangerous path or road, you know, who gets to say what hate speech is? You know, what is it? Define it. You know, is it an idea, is it an opinion? You know, and you know, once we start giving the government control, you know, over our rights, or you know, tech giants or social media, we're not going to get them back. They're never going to come back. You know, and the next thing we know, you know, maybe 20, 30, 40 years, maybe even 100 years from now, you know, we could be living through one of those dictatorship movies, you know, dystopian, you know, movies where everything's all bad, and people are going to look back at this point and say, man, how stupid were these people to give up their rights now? You know, now if, you know, in that, you know, possible future, you know, people aren't going to be able to speak out, you know, and have different opinions. You know, we're going to be putting, you know, prison caps or re-education caps, murdered, you know, whatever. You know, it's going to be one of those kind of movies where we're just going to look back and say, what were these guys thinking, you know? And, you know, and people, well, it was for the greater good. No, you know, it's, you know, to give up your rights is never for the greater good. You know, it's, you know, we have our rights and we should protect our rights, you know, with everything, you know, whether you agree with somebody or not, you know, they still have that right. You know, if they call to action, that's different. You know, like this tweet here, if they call to action, that's different. But if somebody comes up, talks bad, he says mean things about you, who cares? They're not paying your bills. They don't mean anything to you. If they're paying your bills, okay, yeah, then I can see you being upset. But they're not paying your bills. They shouldn't mean anything to you. Just say, yeah, whatever, dude. I think you're an idiot. Move on with your life, you know. But you know, my question for Mr. Maz is, you don't like him. You know, have you blocked him? Have you ignored him? Or you know, how about this crazy idea? You know, Steven Crowder does a segment called "Change My Mind." I'm sure that he'd be more than willing to have you on his show, where you guys can discuss your difference of opinions, you know, and everything else. Maybe if you actually talk to the guy, you wouldn't try to put him in a little box, you know, or maybe you're like, yeah, no, I don't want to talk to him because this is what I believe he is, and you know, and I'm not gonna, I don't want to sit down and have a conversation and maybe find common ground. You know, it's just, you know, and that's the way a lot of people are, you know. Nope, you're this. I put you in this box. You're gonna stay in this box because, well, I can't stand to have my opinions or, you know, anything challenged. What I say is the honest to God's truth. You know, whatever, dude. Get over yourself. You know, basically in closing, you know, I feel real bad for the YouTubers, you know, big, small, and all that's getting caught in this crossfire, just basically getting their channels, you know, obliterated, you know, with this apocalypse again. I mean, you know, this is just bad, you know, and hopefully people, you know, have enough, you know, things going on where they can weather this storm. You know, I hope, you know, I do feel sorry for them. You know, in closing, you know, if you like the video, please share, subscribe. You know, if not, you know, leave a comment saying, hey, you know, dude, you don't know anything. You're just, you know, whatever, you know. But, you know, you guys all have a great day, and I'll see you later.